France, 1981, when East End skinheads stormed Paris. In this video, we take a rewind back to 1981. The skinhead culture is a topic of much debate, so let's hear a story from a London skinhead, Tony, who told us they had a massive mob back then, the skinhead firms out of Essex, proper nasty outfits. Dagenham alone could have filled a terrace. Tilbury had a reputation too, all heavy boots and heavy hands. Southend on a bank holiday was a West Ham takeover. Hundreds and hundreds of skins swarming the front, heads shaven to the bone, Ben Shermans buttoned up like armour, braces tight over Fred Perry polos. Sham army patches, bulldog tattoos, the full regalia, and every one of them was up for it. In 81, there was a coach run to Paris, organised chaos. The coach was loaded, East London and Essex mods mostly, but not your dainty scooter boys. These were hard lads from Romford, Rainham, Chigwell, Barking, places where a smile looked like a threat and a handshake could end in a headbutt. We knew each other from the soul clubs in Soho, places like 100 Club, Beat Route, the Albany. There was history between us all, not just football, deeper than that. Shared dance floors, shared scraps, shared scars. We'd spent our youth moving as one down the seafronts, standing back to back in the blood and the baselines. This was family. This was tribe. The year before 1980, we'd gone to a jam concert in Paris and watched the local PSG skins absolutely terrorize the English mods. Battered them black and blue. Didn't matter if they were fans of the band or not. It was a bloodletting. Saw one of our lot, a quiet lad from Leighton, get his nose smashed in and dragged across the floor like rubbish. They didn't even spare their own. Weller just stood on stage, jaw tight, draping a Union Jack over his mic stand as they laid into his fanbase to the soundtrack of Eton Rifles. He knew, we knew. We left that night humiliated, furious, wounded, and swore it would never happen again. So in 81 we came back. Different mindset. This wasn't a gig. This was payback. We rolled into Paris like something out of The Warriors. Didn't hide, didn't skulk. Walked off the coach into the heat and stink of the city and parked ourselves in a brasserie near the venue, ordering drinks, acting civil for a while. But we all had that feeling in our guts, that electric buzz, the kind that told you it wasn't a question of if, but when. It kicked off early. A clapped-out Renault rattled up, dented and rust-bitten. 4 French skins jumped out, all in tattered bomber jackets, boots black as night. On the car they daubed "Die English Pigs" in thick red paint across the side. Real subtle. They just stood there, weapons in hand, sticks, bats, bits of pipe, watching us, eyes dead behind their shades. They started mouthing off in French, waving their weapons, inviting it. Then more turned up. 10, then 20, eventually 40 of them, tooled up, hungry. You could feel the tension boil over like hot fat. Then the bottles started flying. One smashed against the door, another through the bar window, glass and blood spraying in arcs. The brasserie turned into a war zone in seconds. The first chair that flew was mine. Within moments the place erupted. We tore everything off the walls. Pictures, shelves, ornaments. Someone grabbed a bloody ornamental scythe from the wall. I remember laughing madly as a mate hurled it like some medieval lunatic into the mob. Mirrors shattered, tables splintered, bottles turned into hand grenades. Then we charged. The first one I got to, a tall French skin with a chain, didn't expect a pint glass in the face. He went down gurgling, his legs twitching. Another came at me with a bat, but my mate Robbie from Stepney, big lad, fists like anvils, picked up a metal bar stool and folded it over the bloke's back. His knees gave way and his face hit the pavement like meat on tile. His bird screamed as we stomped him. They broke, ran. We chased. Into the metro, overturning their Renault on the way, flipping it like it was paper, smashing the windows and torching it right there on the boulevard. Flames licked up as we pushed down into the tunnels. The metro became a labyrinth of war. Fights on platforms, stairs, even between carriages, back and forth for over an hour. I remember one of the French skins wielding nunchucks. The lunatic thought he was Bruce Lee. He kept us pinned halfway up the stairs, swinging wild and laughing like a banshee. None of us could get near. Then this massive West Ham lad, don't know his name, looked like a pit bull in a Harrington, came up behind him. He'd torn a Coke can in half, jagged edges pointing out, and he jammed it into both of the skin's ears like twisted headphones. Twisted hard. Blood sprayed. The bloke dropped the nunchucks, fell to the floor, shrieking like a stabbed animal. We finished him where he lay. When we finally made it back to the venue, we stood as a unit, front of the stage, bloodied, battered, proud. A ring of empty space opened around us. No French skins dared step close. Weller looked out into the crowd and saw us there. He didn't say a word, just gave a slight nod and a crooked smile. He knew. Later, the armed riot police surrounded us. Not a single word of English. They just motioned, batons raised. We filed out, bruised and laughing. They marched us onto our coach, blocked traffic, and gave us an armed escort to Calais. Straight onto a ferry like a plague they were desperate to be rid of. It wasn't about football that day. Spurs were there, yeah, but for once, it was bigger than that. West Ham, Tottenham, even a few Chelsea. It all blurred. It was London. It was pride. It was revenge. I'm not glamorizing it, but I won't lie either. It happened, and I'll never forget it. We thank Tony for his recollections of a typical 1980s skinhead gig. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, as it really helps our channel grow.